Hello and welcome back to Scale Down Customs. This is going to be part 2 of the 1963 Mustang II original concept car build. So I think we're ready for some primer, our first coat of primer. I'm going to get some of these other parts into primer as well that I've got ready. So for my primer, I'm just going to be using Mr. Surface 1000. I'll be thinning this down probably 1-to-1 with the Mr. Color thinner. So let's go do that. So actually, before I go spray all my primer, I forgot about my chrome parts. We need to go get this stripped off. So I'm just going to soak this in a tub with some Easy Off oven cleaner, let that sit for a few minutes, rinse it off, give it another soak if it needs it, and then get these parts cleaned up and ready for primer as well. So let's go do that. Alright, so I was getting ready to go spray some primer on this car, and I didn't like how I could look through and I could see my bracing from some of the places where I installed the panels. So I decided to try some 2-part epoxy around just to fill my edges and stuff, hoping that it would be thick enough that it wouldn't go through my gaps, and it did in a few places. And to kind of help that or prevent that, I used my scribing tool, and while it was wet, I went around the edges and dug out some of that epoxy, but evidently while it was drying, it kind of flowed back in and sealed off some of my gaps. So I've spent the last few days re-scribing, and of course you can see I've been skipping off a couple spots and asked the client what he thought about it and how to scribe once I got the super glue in there, and he suggested using some flat razor saws, which actually works really well to kind of help keep a straight line while I'm trying to score some of those or scribe some of those panel lines back in. Anyway, so I've got a little bit more repair to do on some of these scratches, sanding them down, and then we'll be ready for some primer. Alright, so we got everything into primer, so we're ready to start getting some color on some of these parts. But for the body, I'm just going to be using the primer as a guide coat. I'm going to wet sand this whole thing down, look for high and low spots, make sure everything's nice and smooth, all my scratches and gouges are filled in, and then we'll go hit it again with some primer, and then the body will be ready for some color. So for my wet sand, I'm probably just going to be I'll start out with a 1500 grit sanding sponge from Tamiya, and we'll see what results that get us. Alright, so as we can see, the hood mostly looks flat, but yeah, it's got right in the center, it's got a little bit raised. So I'm going to move up to a little bit more aggressive grit on my sanding and get some of this stuff smoothed down a little bit more. So maybe I'll just jump right into my 600. Alright, so I got her all sanded down, and you can really see my scrapes and gouges and all the deep scratch marks and everything that I've ended up repairing. So, but that's good. That's what you want to see. Everything nice and filled in. So that's what I'm checking for. Everything being nice and flat and blended in. No abrupt color changes in my primer, so that I know everything's nice and smooth and as flat as possible. So we're going to go get another coat of primer on this, and that'll be the primer that we'll use before the paint. All right, I got another couple coats of primer on there, and upon closer inspection, I did need to fill in a little bit more, just some of those scribing marks. And using the saw blade and stuff, it just kind of left some jagged edges that I wasn't happy with. So that's why you do primer and inspect and see how everything's looking. So I've had a little more touch-up filler, and I just used my Mr. Surface 500. Now it's not real structural, so it's good at filling in small gaps and stuff. We'll see if it holds some of these edges. If not, I might have to use some actual putty, but we'll see if we can just use the Primer 500 to fill some of these in enough to get it to where I want to be for paint. So we'll let that dry up and we'll move on to some other stuff. All right, so inspecting it again, I found some more flaws and things that I needed to touch up. So I did that, sanded everything down one more time, and now I'm ready for my third application of primer, and that's it. Now actually I am going to go spray another coat of primer on here, re-inspect everything, sand it down if needed, and then I'm probably going to put a finishing coat of white primer on there since the body color is going to be white. So I'll probably be finishing out with a white primer once I'm done checking everything over and I'm happy with the body result. I'll get a white primer on there and then we'll be ready for some paint. All right, so I got that other couple coats of primer on there, so we're letting the car body dry up. And in the meantime, I'm going to take all my chrome parts up and we're going to use the all-clad method, which is pretty much the same as any other chroming method. We're going to spray a gloss black base, and then we're going to use the all-clad chrome just to chrome up some of these other pieces. So let's go get our black base down. All right, so we got our chrome parts sprayed up. They're looking pretty good. And then I've got some clear on here, just the all-clad, the aqua gloss clear, just because this chrome is so light and so thin and fragile. If you handle it a little, it'll rub right off. So I've got some clear on there. And kind of the key with using this method is when you're airbrushing it on, you want to barely have any coming out and just lightly dust it on in super thin coats, because you can see if you try to spray it on like paint, it'll just go dull on you like aluminum. So you can see the difference between these two is the one on the left, I added a little bit too much on there and it starts to go for an aluminum look. But if you keep it nice and light and just really thin coats, and then as soon as it gets to the chrome level that you like, stop. Because if you keep adding it on there as well, it'll also kind of go up into an aluminum look. But anyway, so got all this stuff sprayed in chrome. So we're going to detail some of this out. We're going to paint some of the holes. Technically those are supposed to be holes in those rims. We're going to paint those black and kind of add a little bit of wash into the grill just to make it look a little more three-dimensional and realistic. And then we've got some paint, so I think we're going to be ready to start painting some stuff here pretty quick. So I've also got the all the white primer on there. I'm going to hit that really quick with some light sandpaper just to take out any dust spots or any contaminants that may have landed in there. So the paint for this project has been provided by Jamestown, the owner of scalefinishes.com. Really great paints. I told him about the project. I needed some specific colors to represent the actual car. And he whipped up some custom paint colors for me. The Colonial White for the body, and then the Viking Blue for the interior vinyl, and the stripes on the outside of the car. So, and then he also supplied some 2K clear. So thanks to scalefinishes.com for providing the paint for this project. So having said that, I think we're ready for some paint. So first thing I'm going to do is, because all these seats and everything are a two-tone, so I'm going to hit the seats and everything with the Viking Blue first, mask everything up, and then paint the rest of it with the interior white, which is a little bit off from the Colonial White because it is a vinyl instead of a metal finish. Since they're different materials, I wanted the vinyl to be a little bit different than the Colonial White. So again, Jameson custom mixed that color for me, so thanks again. And that's the great thing about scalefinishes.com is he has a ton of factory paints, but can also custom mix basically, you know, any paint you need. So really great resource to have, and appreciate Jameson providing the paint for this project. All right, so let's go spray some interior color. All right, so we've got our blue vinyl pieces sprayed. I put 2 coats of this on there just to make sure my color was nice and even. And the coverage was actually really good. I was impressed with how it sprayed. So we're gonna mask those up, and then after I sprayed the blue, I went ahead and sprayed my Colonial White on the body. Again, there were a couple of spots where I had burned through the white primer and the gray primer was showing. And I was curious to see how the white would cover that. And again, the coverage on this is really well. It goes on really nice, and it covers really nice. So pretty happy with that paint. So all right, we're ready for some decals for that, and then we're going to get this stuff masked up and get the rest of our interior pieces sprayed as well. So for my masking, I'm just going to be using my Tamiya masking tape, just kind of covering up the pieces, and then I'll use a toothpick to kind of burnish down my edges and then cut out the parts that I need to. All right, got my pieces all masked up. Let's go spray some white. So I just noticed that my A-pillar is warped, and I think what happened was I left it in the Dr. Dry booth, my paint drying booth that I got from Micromark. It's not supposed to melt the plastic, but I think I left it in there a little too long and it warped my A-pillar. So I tried to kind of bend it back in, but once these A-pillars get warped or bent, it is so hard to get them to look straight again. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to strip this body down and I'm going to cut that A-pillar out. And I've got another car here that was actually started by the client. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this A-pillar out and graft it into this car to get that looking straight again. And I've got some extra pieces, so I've got another wing window frame that I can put in there as well. But I'm just really not happy with the way that's looking. So I'm going to strip it down, then we'll graft that in there and go from there. And then in the meantime, while I'm letting that paint strip out, we're going to keep working on the interior. So I'm going to put in some carpet and then start detail painting the interior and getting it assembled, ready to put into the body. All right, so make sure you stay tuned for the next video, because we are going to move ahead with, like I said, doing some detail painting in the interior, get the interior finished up. And then, of course, after I get done with my surgery on the body, we'll get these two married up and get this thing finished up. So I think that'll do it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.